I wanted to sell used video games. Why did I have to go to the Japanese police station?
In Japan, there's no legal issue with reselling games or consoles abroad. However, they do take seriously the issue of counterfeits. Obviously, there's so many media and copyright and trademarks and patents. People that infringe on those rights or try and make pirated versions, well, they can get in a lot of trouble. Just look at how Nintendo acts in general.
Well, Japan has actually been familiar with this kind of reselling structure and potential problems that they can have. As early as 1600, you can think of, even in the shogunate, you would have people lined up with wares and goods and stolen wares and goods as well. So this purpose is primarily to prevent illegal and crime-related selling and purchasing of goods. However, it was in 1884 that the Kobutsusho Torishimari Jore took effect, which basically prevented people from doing unauthorized selling of old goods. This was something that required everybody to log and verify with their local authorities the purchase of things like copper or weapons or machinery that they intended to sell and resell to prevent the trading of illegal goods and counterfeit items, as well as things being stolen. Now, at time of recording, there's a lot of terrible things going on with war in the Middle East, and war is also part of the reason that this law changed in the 1940s as well. After the defeat of Japan in World War II, there were lots of people scavenging to sell whatever remains they had left while the cities that they lived in had been turned to rubble. There was obviously the difference between people selling like their used kimono from their grandma, imagine like Grave of the Fireflies, and you could think of people just selling whatever they have just to make ends meet, versus the people who maybe found some goods or ravaged places that they just took and stole from and tried to sell. This led to the law being reformed and is the basis of the law that I signed today. So in 1949, the Kobutsu Torishimari Jore was replaced with the Kobutsu Eigyoho, which is a much more wide and encompassing law to prevent all of these illegal tradings of goods and preventing people from basically selling counterfeit goods as well. It enables the police to come to my shop whenever they want to check in on things, see what's going on, check my ledgers, check my products and inventory, see what's legit. So you know that gamingjapanese.com is also legit. So in case you wanted to start your own reselling business in Japan, not just for games or video consoles, what have you, you could do it for books, you could do it for other types of media, you could do it for machinery. I actually met someone on Reddit who sells cars and car parts, and he's like a one-man business and makes a living from doing that. And he went through the same process I did, just for reselling cars and car machinery. You have a lot of hoops to jump through and a lot of documents, paperwork to submit. Just as an example for all of the shenanigans required for these, you have all of these bullet points here are different items that you have to fill. In my case, it would be the bottom longer one because I'm registering as a company, not as an individual. But I'd have to have the special form of our company as a whole, the special register of our company as a whole, the information and curriculum, work experience of all of the owners of the company, another special Japanese document about my nationality, a formal pledge to what I am agreeing to, obviously any copies of my identity, and then what URL I want to register as well, in addition to, a fee of 19,000 yen, which in America bucks is about $120, $130 at this time. So it's a pretty lengthy process, and I had submitted this and had to wait around 40 business days for this to happen. I also had to get an additional document from my landlord, as I don't own, I rent, saying that it is okay for me to use this office space as a shop to sell goods. And I have to register that through Shopify as well. So once I submitted all my paperwork, then they did a review check, making sure all the documents are okay and that they're attached and all filled in. And they took my money, of course.
Then they submit that to the big boys up in the prefectural headquarters, where they do the real work. 3 parallel checks happen here then: a national criminal record inquiry through the police information network, a residency/registry verification, cross-checking that, I am who I say I am against the national database, and for my company as well, that I'm legally registered. And then they do a premises verification where they actually sent somebody to confirm the business is here. Then they do a screening to see if I fail or not, the legal gatekeeping step. 4th article of the Kobutsu Eigyoho. I'm automatically disqualified if I'm under 20, have a prior conviction of theft, robbery, or fraud, or have a previous Kobutsu Sho license revoked, and I'm an undischarged bankrupt, or certain other conditions. My national residency status also got checked there, but I passed all of those. And then the Koan Iinkai actually issues a license. This is the issuing authority, the Prefectural Public Safety Commission, or the Todofuken Koan Iinkai. So the police did all the legwork and made the recommendation for me, and the commission was the formal final decision maker. And that's where I got the official okie dokie. And now the post-approval obligations immediately started. Once I got that, I now must display the sign at my place of business. And for my online operations, there's specific rules about what can be on gamingjapanese.com. And I'm also maintaining a transaction ledger and ID verification for the selling of certain goods, all through this process.
However, now that my site and shop, having the Kobutsu Eigyo Shouho applied to it and all of the laws and the certificates applied, gives me 3 points of credibility that you can trust me now as a verified reseller in Japan. One is that I have a duty to verify the identity of everywhere I purchase goods, so this greatly increases the reputability and the verifiability of all of the games and consoles that come into my hands and then eventually come into yours. I also have a duty to report suspicious goods. So if I see something in my wares that someone tries to sell to me, or that comes into my inventory that looks suspicious or strange, I have a duty to report it, talk about where it's from, what it is, what it's trying to counterfeit, what have you, or if it's stolen or whatnot. And then, not different from any business, but now with the lens of being through the police and through all of the safety agencies that come with that in regards to this law in this world, I have a duty to keep record of all of the transactions. So all of the purchases and sales that come through my business, through Gaming Japanese, they will all be recorded in ledger. This is called primarily the Bohan Sandai Gimu. I just read it off my phone, but that was all of the duties that I'm required to protect as a Japanese resident, as someone operating a Japanese business that is certified as a reseller. So for that reason, you can have trust and credibility and faith in my business if you look to buy Japanese imports from a legitimate business. You can go to gamingjapanese.com.
So it is with great pleasure I officially announced the legal operating status now of our website. All of the products have quantity and inventory in them you can purchase from. Please feel free to check out what we are selling at gamingjapanese.com. You can also sign up now to win a copy of Mother 3. That giveaway ends April 30th, so check it out. Mother 3 can be yours. Just go to gamingjapanese.com, sign up to our mailing list, check the inbox, maybe in your promotions, for the Gleam contest referral link, and then you can sign up there for as many entries as you like. Good luck. Ends soon, April 30th.